Alright, so today is Sunday, October 20th. It's a little afternoon, and we're out here at the Legado project. Legado project is a planned community in the city of Menifee. It's between Ethonac to the north and McCall Avenue to the south. And that they're just about done with the road. So, they've still been putting in a lot of utilities and things, and, this road's looking awesome. So, let's go fly it and see what we see. Okay, so at this point we are flying towards the east. So Ethonac is to our left about a mile, and right behind us is the 215. This is Rouse Road. So there's an overlay of the overall project. You can see we got the three basins, the three streets going up and down. This street Rouse is going to dogleg slightly here at the top, or I guess you can call it a hockey puck, into Antelope. So there's three phases, or four, for the overall total project. So this part right here on the north side of it is the first phase. So this road was expanded. If you haven't seen previous videos, you can see as that road progressed to get to this point. Up here we're going to connect to Antelope, which also sort of dog legs or hockey sticks towards the east. So right now is due in front of us, straight ahead of us, going in the north-south, and then it turns towards the east-west direction. Right past the point where these two roads intersect with each other. And so at this point we're going to gain a little bit of altitude. I'm still sort of not back at the top of my game as far as flying skills. Smooth with the turns as I like, but you just gotta keep flying and continuously get better at critique what you do, what you don't do. So here I probably prefer to have gotten a little bit higher. So I did get a little bit higher after I turned around. It was a little clunky on the turn there, so I just cut that part out. And so now we're looking back towards the direction we came from, and we're flying along Rouse Road. Antelope's now behind us. We're flying towards the west. So about an hour west of us over those hills, you hit the ocean. And to the left of us is San Diego. To the right of us is Redding, San Bernardino, northern central California, etc., LA, Riverside. So we've got the first road right here, first basin we just crossed over. So the thing that's interesting about this is here in just a moment we're going to start to see curves, and it's interesting to me that they graded all of the lots. They started to put in the utilities, and then they put in the curves. So we're now looking towards the south, so we're heading towards San Diego. McCall would be just above where you can see, just past those houses and whatnot. We've got a series of cul-de-sacs here. And if you go back and look at the diagram, you can see the streets here. It's Hillary, traffic, streets that go into the community. This is the central point, so anything west of it is going to be called Village West, and anything behind us to the east is Village East. And this is the part where you're going to start seeing the curves. And then the other interesting thing to me, besides the curves, are the fire hydrants are in. So you just see flat dirt. It's all obviously been graded, and then fire hydrant. You're like, it looks kind of odd, out of place, and almost not even in the right spot. But I went back and rewatched this 4 or 5 times, and obviously they know what they're doing. But you also know that the stormwater inlets are in, so no road, but fire hydrants and storm outlets, which is pretty interesting. You notice the color shift there. So with the DJI drones, when you get to about 3 gig of video for a file, it ends the file and begins a new file until another 3 gig, and then it transitions to a third, fourth, and subsequent file. And so when you do the autocorrect, sometimes it doesn't treat the clips the same. So this is the point again. Rouse is to our left, so we're flying in the similar direction when we first started, but we're just a little bit farther west, flying towards where we began. And so you can see the curves are all in, and cutouts for the driveway. So I believe that's called road base number 2. You can get that at Home Depot for about 30 pounds for about $30 for about 1,200 pounds. And this stuff compacts great. So if you're putting down turf, I've put that below turf. I've put that below my patio, put that below most concrete projects that I've done, because it compacts really quickly, really easily. And it's just easy to work with as opposed to, smaller gravel or larger gravel for that matter. So we're looking back towards the north again. It's kind of interesting here how it kind of chokes on the entrance there. So I don't know if that's going to be 2 lanes in, 2 lanes out, but it's going to choke up to one each direction. So this is going to be going to the next phase. So we're leaving what's probably going to be the very first phase finished, and this area is behind the mortuary. So it's all a lot of retention areas, and then to the left will be light commercial. So we've got these 3 very large storm water outlets, and those hooked way up at the base of that foothill up at the top of the screen. And then from this retaining area, it connects to the aquifers that continue west underneath the 215. You can see those here in a moment. This is kind of interesting, this little structure that they're building around there. I'm assuming it has something to do with stormwater management. I don't know. It's interesting. If you know what's going on in there, feel free to hit up the comments and say, hey, here's what they're doing there. Or even guess. Guesses are always welcome. Because half of what I say is just educated guesses. So I thought it'd be kind of fun at this point to just do kind of an aerial circular around this large machinery. I would say a name, but I'd probably say the wrong name. So just a little spin there, and then we get the mortuary back again ahead of us. So we're looking again towards the north. Mortuary is to our left, 215. So we're kind of flying parallel to the 215 now. Going to come down just a little bit in altitude so you can kind of see things a little bit better detail than higher up. Little panorama, little 180 almost. You can see the grades here. I don't believe those were there a couple months ago when we flew over here. It's interesting there, the way they dug that back. So I'm not sure on the plans. Yeah, it looks like there is going to be a road. No, there's not. So anyway, it's interesting how they dug all that back. Again, to our right is light commercial, so that'll be at the very end. And there's going to be some malls, small businesses, so things like your Kinko's, your dry cleaners, maybe your vape shop, liquor shop. No adult businesses though. I did read that that is not allowed in there. And everything that I'm stating, as far as like what's where and how, I have links in the description, so you can go look up the plans for the Legado project, and you can verify or dispute anything that you hear in this video. Or if you're going to be one of the many people who say, well, what about the offsets, the Environmental Quality Act? How do we know that they've adequately got the water, the gas, the electric, the runoff for stormwater, etc. all dealt with? It's all there. It's all in the plans. So there'll be a master plan and a bunch of appendixes, and then links to things like the California Environmental Quality Act, which everybody has to pass with their plans, unless you get a waiver, which this does not have a waiver. So now we're heading back towards where we started. Again, this is Rouse Road. You can see there they've got a bunch of cones, as if maybe they're going to open this up pretty soon. Get kind of excited. It's been kind of a pain to avoid this egress. We used to use Rouse to go up to that road up there, and then go either over to Ethanek or McCall, either go to Home Depot or on the 215 and head south to San Diego. So this is that middle area that I always like to fly along the brick wall. And we're about to circle around and come in for a mighty smooth landing. So here I'm just getting my bearings. Kind of got flustered at one point because I was farther west with the drone than I thought I was. So part of what you saw me cut out was me kind of figuring out, wait a minute, this isn't where I am. I'm farther up the road. And the DJI app is awesome because it'll show where the drone is relative to the home spot. So here, I figured it out and we're coming in.
And there you go, another successful flight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.